Hello everybody, thank you for having me. I'd like to acknowledge as well the Honourable Michael McCormack and the Honourable Penny Wensley and other dignitaries, and also Auntie Dorothy. So just a bit of a background. I'm originally a city girl, so I moved from inner city Sydney. So when Jim was just talking about people thinking farmers raped and pillaged the land, I was kind of one of them. So it's been a really interesting learning curve, and it was a great experience to, marry a farmer and actually end up at Condobolin. So Centre West Farming Systems is an organisation. I'll just get to, if I can work out this. Okay, great. So we came together in 1998 with a group of proactive young farmers and researchers around our district, looking for more RD&E in the low rainfall zone. At that time, there was a lot of money spent in the higher rainfall zones, so this was kind of an opportunity to get some good research in our local area. We have about 330 members of advisors, farmers, community members. We have quite a big footprint. We've got 14 million hectares that we cover. A lot of different soil types and conditions. Rainfall in one area might be higher one year to another. So it's quite a diverse kind of place to work in. We've got livestock, we've got cropping, dry land, irrigation, and we encompass all the kind of farming systems, all our trials, as you can see, they include the weed management, disease, pest management, crop health, soil health, water use efficiency. You can see on the slide. Oh, fabulous. Okay, thank you. Excellent. Okay, great. That's our region. So our office is based in Condobolin at the New South Wales Ag Station. So we work closely with the Department of Ag, and we have sites that go out across the region. So Parkes is an hour west of Condo, and our biggest major centre is Orange, which is west, and then Dubbo, which is north. Don't know if you guys all know this person, but this was synonymous with Condo a few years ago. It was nearly 20 years ago now, actually. So that's Shannon Knoll. So he's our most famous ex-farmer. The Fattel Centre. So I don't know, there may be quite a few of you that know or did know Neil Fattel. So yeah, Neil worked with us. He was part of developing Centre West Farming Systems. So we took over management of a irrigation site in 2013, and which is 120 hectares and got 1,200 megalitres of general security water. So we named the site after Neil. He died probably about 5 years ago now. There's some of our trials at the Fattel Centre. We have some of the Soil CRC trials there as well. We also have a major project, which is a Women and Youth project, and that's looking at encouraging young people to stay in the ag sector and to look at some of the different career paths that you can use, and also to give confidence and try and support women to participate more fully in their farms or in the ag sector as well. So that's been a huge success in our region. We've found that there's been a lot of support, and that it's actually had a really good on-ground impact. There's one of our meetings we had with one of our projects with the women. This was our conference held in Condobolin last year in September, actually. So that was a Women and Youth in Ag conference. Jessica Rowe was there. She was speaking and talking about resilience and how to support local communities. So we are a big extension organisation, so this is just a couple of slides going through some of our extension activities. If I can get it to work. Okay, here. this is pretty much the stock standard. Everyone will have this, so I won't waste too much time on it. So field days, workshops, fact sheets, webinars, conferences, newsletters, website, social media. So we look at a whole different range of extension platforms because we have a whole different range of demographics. Farmers, you've got some farmers that don't want to look at anything except hard copy of something like a hard copy newsletter, and others, of course, like particularly the younger generation, will be wanting to do social media. But actually, having said that, face-to-face meetings seem to be a big key to getting impact and actually getting that engagement level. There's just some photos from our some of our activities. Here is some of our Source CRC projects. So this is, as you can see, we've been involved with this, with a lot of projects. We're involved. Central West Farming Systems was involved right from the start. Michael, weren't we? Involving, and we love Soil CRC because it's been a great collaborative CRC, and we've learning and understanding and connecting with researchers. And I guess, as I said, I have come a bit late to the party about the brilliant work that farmers do. So I'm a little bit like a reformed alcoholic. I'm always kind of pushing that farmer end rather than, and trying to make sure that research is going to be relevant and adoptable and that farmers are never patronised. So I sort of come from that end, and working in the Source CRC has been fantastic because there's been amazing, respectful conversations and work. And the other love heart there is I kind of think a lot of the projects, like we co-parent. So I have this bit of a fantasy where all the researchers are there and they may have a project in a glass house and they're nurturing it and loving it. And then, I'm the hard parent that comes in at 18 and goes, right, nah. You're out. You're shutting the door, no more laundry, no more phone bills. And this is the next phase of hard parenting. This is the tough love, this is the ground truthing of all your projects. How are they going to cope in the real world? So as you can see there, that's the Fertel Centre, that first photo. That was in 2022. So that was totally flooded out. Then 2019 is where, actually that's our place, Coles Feeding Cattle. Again, the 2022 is the flood, and again, that's coming into Condo from the north of Condo, that dust storm in 2019. And I think Pete Dowhouse, you said yesterday you were here in 2019 and you didn't see a blade of green grass, did you? Yeah. But there, how quickly it all changes from 2019 to 2022 where flood. So, so that's just really here are our projects. And look, I didn't mention, but our soil types, we've got red candisols and grey vertisols, because I know that was part of the brief, which I didn't realise until today. And look, some of the major issues: soil acidity, compaction, increase in organic carbon, and then some of the heavier river grey vertisols, we've got acidicity. So, and evidently, there's one in soil carbon space. There's 1% now, and in uncleared land there was 3%. So we're trying to increase that organic soil carbon all the time. So that's me done.
Thank you very much, Diana, and plenty going on there. Great supporters. So I'll now introduce Sean Morgan from FarmLink.
Welcome everyone, and I also welcome the dignitaries that are here today. Michael, it's good to see you again. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to meeting with a lot of you as we progress throughout today. Just a little bit about myself. I don't come back with an agronomy background. My background is more in terms of... That's not the right slide.
Do you have to press the button?
It's being played around with down here, I think. So there we go. A little bit about myself, as I was about to say. I don't come with an agronomy background. I'm a lawyer by training, but I've been involved, as you'll have seen by my bio, with not-for-profits for quite some time. I've been CEO of New South Wales Farmers Association, and more recently I was the CEO of Dairy Connect, a value chain within the dairy industry and East Oz Milk. So my background is one of advocacy, but I'm enjoying greatly this role, which I started earlier this year. FarmLink is an organisation that looks to be around the farmer. We are a member-based organisation that looks after the farming sector. We have a farm at Temora, which is on licence from the Temora Shire Council, and many of you would probably know it as the old DPI, Temora Research Station. We've been there since 2011, and we carry out a number of trials there. We also have a number of members around Harden and elsewhere, where we're able to undertake a large number of trials elsewhere. We're very proud to be one of the 20 farming system groups that are involved with Soil CRC. We are involved with them in a number of different trials, and we have a number that are ongoing as well. This is our 20th year, having been formed back in 2004. There are opportunities that we are continuing to look at. We have a commercial aspect to the farm. We are currently growing wheat, canola, which we sold, but we also have a large number of third-party trialists, such as with Soil CRC, GRDC, AGT. There are so many acronyms you get a bit tired of them after a while, but you do come to appreciate the importance that each of them play. You can see there by our footprint, it's quite broad, but that also means that we're a part of the Farming Systems Groups Alliance, four of us here are part of that. And the importance of that is that we're able to work in a collective, collaborative way. We look at ways that we can move forward together to be able to undertake trials together and to find solutions that are there for us. I'll go through this a little bit more quickly, knowing that we're all a little bit short of time. But we, as an organisation, have strategic planning sessions continuously. Once a year, the board get together to look at exactly what it is that we require, and you'll see there some of the strategic priorities that we're currently looking at. Given that I'm coming with a very different background to some of the others who are within the farming system groups, corporate governance, responsibilities, outcomes that are required, that is something that my skill set will be bringing to FarmLink over the coming years and as we continue to proceed. It's my intention to try to be able to make sure that we get back to what is our roots. Currently, we've got 28 projects ongoing. I intend to reduce that down to a core number of 15 to 16. The rationale being that we are a small organisation like all the other groups that are here, and we have to be focused on what it is that we do. We are here to provide a benefit to our members, the farmers, and agriculture generally. We need to make sure that what we do ensures the profitability and sustainability of the farms within the region. And it's my intention to ensure that we are able to do that in a collective manner with other farming system groups. But importantly, for those members within our region, we find outcomes that are important for us all. I thank you for the opportunity to have been here today. Michael, I appreciate the invitation. We look forward to continuing to work with you into the future, and I'm sure future governments will be looking forward to being able to continue to ensure your funding goes on. Thank you very much, and I look forward to speaking with you as we proceed through the day.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Our funding.
That's so true.
Yes. Now I'll pass on, moving through the landscape of area to Alison Southwell from Holbrook Landcare Network. Alison.
Thank you. I'm a little bit uncertain about this clicker, but we'll see how we go. When preparing for this, my soil specialist on staff, Nick, and I had a discussion as to who would do this talk, and I got this end of the stick, and the deal was that he had to prepare the slide deck. So for all the soil scientists in the room, there's a little bit of something here for you. So we're at Holbrook Landcare Network. If I can get this right. Oops. go back that way. Okay. We are a Landcare organisation. We have quite a broad vision compared to a lot of farming systems groups in that we are particularly focused on environmental outcomes and sustainable agriculture for the community as a whole. We were established as a result of Keren's work back at the start of Landcare back in 1989, and we've progressed now to have over 450 members within our organisation. We've grown over the last couple of years, partly thanks to the Soil CRC, and we currently have 12 staff on deck. We have 9 board members who are both farmers and have high-level skills in different fields. And we also have a farmer advisory group to maintain a strong connection to farmers to hear what we do. We also, like FarmLink, have amassed a number of projects over the year and have had up to 30 projects annually. What we do, as I said, we do a lot of natural resource management based projects, we do sustainable agriculture, and we work across the RD, E and A field, the research, development, extension and adoption. We're also a leadership organisation trying to advocate for to bring support and resources to farmers and to get farmers' voices heard when doing RD and E projects. And we also provide services to our members, soil testing, mapping. It goes on. Natural capital is another big area that we're working on quite extensively at the moment. Our footprint is growing. We mostly have people within the Murray region, but we are 90% of our members here are on the map. We extend right up to the snow line in the mountains, and we go west of Holbrook as well, over into the mixed farming zone. We also extend up the highway. Our most northeast member, I guess, is at Wurruwa at the moment. Yes, and we've got quite a diverse range of skills within our team. The farming systems we manage are, as I was saying, the mixed cropping to the west of the Hume Highway, and then going into the east of the highway, we have a lot of permanent pasture zones, and a key focus for most of our members is the livestock industry. And we also do, like I was saying, a lot of community-based work as well, bringing together these ideas of natural resource management, sustainable agriculture, and building a culture of environmental agriculture, if you like. So here's our little bit for the soil scientists in the room. We have some interesting soils, quite complex landscapes across our region, supporting a range of soil types. We have, to the east, underlying metasedimentary and granite-derived soils. West, we have those gently undulating alluvial floodplains of the Billabong Creek, as you can see on the map here. And our major soil types are the curazoles, chromosols, candazoles, dermazoles on the slopes, and then getting into the flood, the plains, the alluvium plains, the sotozoles and the chromosols. So quite a mix of soils. Coming with that is a number of challenges, and by far our biggest challenge is soil acidity. And over the last 10 years, we have done extensive work through partnerships with Charles Sturt University and particularly New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, where we're really trying to change culture around how we manage our soil types, our soil acidity, particularly in that subsurface area, which previous extension work, messages coming out since the 1980s, has really caused limitations on people's management of those areas. Just to give you a bit of an example here, this is from our soil sampling database, and we've just pulled the 0 to 10 soil acidity layers out here. You can see exchangeable aluminium on the side and pH on the bottom, and you can see, if we draw a few lines on the graph, you can see that we have at least half of our soils below 4.8 pH, which is acid, and very high exchangeable aluminium levels. So it is clearly our biggest limitation in our soil systems. The work that we've done with New South Wales Department of Primary Industries and CSU has shown to us, though, that we can actually make a major impact. This is some trial work that we've done up at Tumbarumba, showing in the red where we started with our soil pHs with below 5 pHs and 4.5 when you get down the profile, and just through surface lime applications, we can show now how much impact we can actually have on those pastures that these are growing on. No tillage, just purely time and rainfall and good pasture management can actually achieve that. So they're the sorts of messages we're trying to get out to members, and particularly around how we actually go towards soil sampling our soils now. The tradition has been 0 to 10, and we have discovered that is really masking those subsurface soil acidity messages. So we've had great impact on this, and what it's showing is that we can get conversations happening in the footy sheds on the weekend with good extension and good science. Briefly, we also have work on soil fertility work. This is a trial we're doing up at Bookham where we're looking at phosphorus and sulphur combinations and new products. And phosphorus is a key production driver in our systems. And getting farmers into the routine of regularly managing their pastures for fertility and demonstrating that they can have impact on pasture management as a result is key to what we do. Our current priorities, we want to continue our research activities, and for anyone wanting to look for projects, this is the time to take notes. Soil acidity is a long-term issue. We can't do this in 2 to 3 year projects. We have legacy sites now that have 3 to 4 years data, and you've seen the sort of data that we're putting out. What we really want to encourage is longer-term trials and work onto this to showcase how much impact that we can have. Combine it with economic analysis and social analysis to really understand that issue properly. Understanding soil fertility more, again, is a key area we're hoping to manage. But we also have other areas that we'd like to do more research on in soil work. Soil carbon is a key one. We have 40 sites across our region where we're benchmarking at different rainfall zones and soil types, base level soil carbon, and we want to be able to watch fluctuations of that through time so that we can give background information to our members around what is the natural fluctuation in soil carbon in our soils. When it comes to biology, I just had a farmer group meeting 2 nights ago, and one of the key things that farmers came to us and said was, we know that we want to reduce our synthetic inputs, but what is it actually doing to the soil biology? So if anyone is interested in doing work, I have a ready bunch of farmers who want to know this stuff. And alternative fertilisers. People do have an interest in getting away from synthetics if they can. And so understanding how we can look at these and how the impact of these and the ability to work these into production systems is important. Our current collaborations are on here. I'm sure you can recognise some of the projects there, so I won't go into them, and I've been dinged already. But I'd like to say thank you very much to the Soil CRC for all your time and allowing us to be part of what you do. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Alison, and I should have highlighted some of the work that Alison was talking about will be featured in Field Trip 1 on Thursday, and what Sean was talking about, Field Trip 2 is going to some of the FarmLink areas. But Central West is a bit too far away for a field trip, as is Riverine Plains. So I'll introduce Jane McInnes from Riverine Plains to talk about what's happening there. Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, Michael. Got a bit of the rough end of the stick just before morning tea, as I can see a few of you starting to get excited about that. So Riverine Plains, we're a farming systems group that was established in, going back to some more history from Jim, in 1999, a group of department workers as well as some agronomists in the local area realised the knowledge gap and that knowledge couldn't cross the river. So if you're in New South Wales, knowledge couldn't go to Victoria and Victoria couldn't go into New South Wales. So in this region, a lot of landholders owned across the river. So this group of professionals got together and created Riverine Plains. So we are quite unique in that we cover southern New South Wales and northeast Victoria, which can prove beneficial in some times and also detrimental in others, especially in the pandemic when we couldn't cross the river. Our area, as you can see, covers from Wagga, and we go 2 hours south to the border and then roughly 2 hours further south into Victoria. So we have quite a large region, and we cover, traditionally Riverine Plains was designed for our cropping business. However, we know that broadacre cropping don't just do broadacre cropping. It's often mixed farming. So in the last couple of years, we've turned our attention towards the livestock enterprise and pastures as well. So the vision of Riverine Plains is about being a trusted partner in farming excellence and growing members' prosperity. As Sean said, it's about our members and us enabling members to become more prosperous and being there for the long haul. We want our members to build their knowledge and their skills. It's important for us to build ours, but we're really about building our members' skills and knowledge. So there's about 840,000 grazing hectares, roughly 10 million livestock of all different livestock, with lots of different cropping enterprises within the region. So our key areas of farming excellence are our people. So ensuring farming and the agricultural businesses to attract and retain skills, as I said. It's about supporting strong communities and connecting the communities, because we know agriculture doesn't stand alone, and it supports regional communities. If agriculture's having a tough time, then regional communities are having a tough time. It extends right through those communities, and we're about keeping those communities alive. It's about the businesses and supporting farmers not only in the paddocks but in their businesses, and making them efficient and sustainable, and bringing them some awareness of their risk in their business and mitigating some of those risks. So it's about supporting them with giving them access to current and future local and global markets. We know that the local markets and the global markets have such an impact on their business, and it's about us bringing that to them. And finally, the big one, which most of you are involved with, is the productivity. It's about lowering that production risk, optimising their production and therefore profitability, and increasing the system's sustainability and resilience. And that's where a lot of our involvement with the CRC comes in. It's about increasing the sustainability and resilience of the systems. So I think everyone's kind of covered, as we've got a little bit of everyone's constraints in the Riverine Plains. Probably our biggest one is that subsurface acidity, as Ali just said. It's a product not only of the soils but of past practices. We know we've been dusting lime on the top for numerous years, but now with our production practices and our increase in production, those subsoil acidity issues are really being brought to the surface, really showing their head with, numbers similar to what Ali said. You can do 0 to 5 tests and get down to 3.5, which is quite scary when you do the tests. But you get comments, from growers, I tried to grow a legume, didn't work, never doing that again. But they haven't actually worked out why they couldn't do it. So that's probably one of our biggest constraints. compaction, as we talked about, soil fertility, and just the variability. So trying to describe the soils in the Riverine Plains regions, I'd definitely go over time. We've got that many different soils. We even have some sands coming through. So we really have such a variability of soils. And so, yeah, so there's, like everyone else has already said, our involvement with the CRC has been great because it's bringing research to the regions, it's informing research of what's relevant to the regions. So, thank you.